The reach of this thing. A normal chainsaw you hold in your hand, it's a little scary, right? Got a bar and chain about this big, uses gas, it's noisy, wakes up the neighborhood. Most people will never use one of those. I've used them before, and I know it takes a lot of strength, a lot of work to be able to use a machine like that. This, it does not. This is perfectly balanced. This weighs about 8 pounds in your hand, all right? It's easy to use. It's all electric, which is eco-friendly, so you're not giving off fumes. You don't have to put gas in it. You plug it in with your extension cord, instant on and off with a pull trigger, with a safety switch. You will love it. It is empowering to people out there. I get more women that call in, I really do, from our show. When I ask for callers, we get the ladies out there, they're like, yeah, I bought it. What's up with that? I love it. I think it's fantastic because you can handle it. Don't be afraid. And nothing compares in cutting with a pole saw or a chainsaw, okay? Nothing does. You can use a regular handsaw all day. Good luck trying to do something over your head with a handsaw. Too hard, right? This, you let the weight of the saw cut through the branches. You can articulate the head. See that black button in the middle? You give it a little push, and it'll bend in any direction. And you can cut branches, and I mean substantial size branches. This is what they call the bar and chain right here. This is your bar, this is your chain. This circulates inside the machine, okay, and goes round and round. There is a little button on top. This opens up, and this basically what this does is this puts oil inside this little chamber, and that's what lubricates the chain as it spins inside and keeps it flowing nice. They even give you a little bit of oil when you get this in the box. You'll get a little container of oil, you pour that in. It's the only maintenance that you have to do. Instant on, instant off, energy efficient, and look at the reach I can get. I'll be way out of your camera shot. And I haven't even extended it. This is without even extending the pole, because remember, you can extend this and you can go as high or far away. Best part about it is it's perfectly safe. Your hands are down here and the saw is way over here, almost touching the coal over there. That's the best part about it. You can do this. I love this. I've owned my pole saw for my original EARTHWISE pole saw I probably bought 5 years ago, and I still use it. I bought one for my brother. He fell in love with it for his Connecticut house, and he's got a house in Vermont. He bought another one for the house in Vermont to trim all his trees and to make firewood. He absolutely loves it. The price we have today is the lowest price on any pole saw we've ever done. This comes with a 2-year warranty. It comes to you at item number 686674. Write it down. Let me get Peter Kilcullen back out here. Look at him showing up. He's holding it with 2 fingers. Look at that.
Hey, guy.
I love this machine.
9 pounds.
Yeah, I love it.
You could do it. So it's so neat when you think about this. 9 pounds with that fiberglass pole. But check this out. I love saying that. So it's 9 pounds, and it'll extend up over 9 feet tall. So 9 feet 3 inches, 9 pounds, because that means that, as you said a moment ago, everybody can handle this. So I'm over 6 feet tall. So think about this. Nice 45-degree angle, but I'm still reaching branches 10, 11, 12 feet in the air, and it's super easy.
Wow.
You can do this. You can extend it from the bottom. I have it fully extended on the bottom, or the top, you know, and you can get it perfectly balanced. If you don't need to reach 12 feet in the air, you can get a nice balance for you. Cushion handle right here. You talked about it, and I know this is one of your favorite outdoor items, Guy. But for anyone out there who's never tried a regular chainsaw, and maybe never tried a pole saw, you are going to love it. You're going to be instantly comfortable using it, because it's very simple. So I'll do a cut right away because I want everyone to see that. One of the things to remember is look how far away I am from the actual cutting of this, right? So I'm all the way down here. I'll start this up and just let the weight of that saw do the work. Look at that. It'll just work its way through. You know, what I like to point out, guys, is that I'm not holding on to this, you know, kind of white knuckling this, like really struggling. Really nice and comfortable. I'm just letting the weight of the front of that saw, that motor part, which is probably about 6 pounds of this 9 pounds, and it just works its way through. Yeah. It is so simple. And one of the things, you know, why we can do that is we're talking about a saw that's perfect for you at home. This isn't a saw that you're going to use to start a business with, but what EARTHWISE has done is provided you with really professional quality. We're talking about this 10-inch bar and chain. This is an Oregon chain. This is the industry standard. This is what they're using for a bar and chain. And it's 10 inches, which means if you're thinking about cutting firewood and you want to have some 5, 6 inches in diameter pieces, you're going to be able to do it. It makes it so easy. You talked about putting that oil in there in the reservoir. Once you do that, it's going to automatically oil that bar and chain, so you don't have to worry about it. Keeping it simple. Also, Guy, this is our only pole saw that has this articulating head where you can have 3 different positions. And why that's important is because as you reach up overhead, you're going to be able to have this perfectly, look at that. So now when I'm reaching up, you see how it'll lay perfectly on that branch, and then I'll go right through. So there's so many great features on this, but most of all, and you said it, Guy, everybody can handle this, and they will not be intimidated. You'll be comfortable. You'll love it.
The minute you pull the trigger and you use it the first time, you're in love with it. Because then you're like, that's not scary. Oh my gosh, that's not scary at all. It's much scarier to use a big old bladed hand saw and you're moving it right here and your hand is right there. Everything is close. Nicole just showed me she's got a scar on her thumb from using a hand saw. I think hand saws are much more dangerous. And Peter, you would never get on a ladder ever with first of all, if you have to cut anything, never get on a ladder to do it. If you get to that point, let a professional do it. With this, you've got, 6, 8, 9, 10 extra feet of reach going out there every time you use it. So get it home. You're going to love the safety. You're going to be very impressed with how you can do this yourself versus paying somebody $30 a tree to come and trim your trees. So they charge that here, Pete, 30 to 50 bucks a tree to just take the branches off. You can do that all yourself. Plus, if you live up north where you have fireplaces, you can make your own firewood. You can do a lot of great things, and you never get close to the blade. Here's what Peter was talking about, and I'll come in really close and tell you how easy it is to articulate. There's a big black button right here. You just squeeze it, and it'll angle anyway. The reason it angles is because when you reach up, right, and you're down below, because you're always going to be below the saw for the most part. You're going to be holding this up in the air. You let the weight of the saw go right through, so you don't even have to push on it. And then it'll articulate up or it'll articulate down, and then it'll lock in the middle. Very, very easy to use, very, very safe. Comes with a little protector, so that'll protect the teeth when you have it stored. I actually, in my shed, I just put 2 nails up and I just leave it right there, Peter, and I love this thing. It gives you the confidence to be able to do things yourself. There's nothing to figure out. If you can pull a trigger, it's all you need to do, right? There is one safety button so that you hit 2 buttons at once to make sure that the kids don't really know how to use it. This is not a toy. If you've got teenagers, you can show them how to use it, right? I always say wear gloves, wear goggles, whatever you can when you're out there to be careful of flying debris. But remember, you're a full 5 to 6 feet away from the cutting area, or more, depending on whether you extend the pole to get it. So it is $15 off. It is the lowest price we've ever done on a pole saw. I think my pole saw was more expensive even with my discount when I bought mine 5 years ago, because I paid it was $139 was the price of mine. And Peter, I think this bar and chain is a little bit longer than the original ones that we had, because this one is a 10-inch, not an 8-inch.
Exactly. We used to do the 8-inch bar and chain. It just means that you can handle larger limbs. The power is better. That bar and chain is better, so it makes it easy. Kind of like this working in the kitchen. A sharp knife's going to do a better job, so that bar and chain is high quality, makes it real easy. Hey, before I do another cut, Guy, I wanted to mention that safety switch and the trigger that you were talking about. So when I go to pull that trigger, nothing happens until I hit that switch as well, and now it's ready to go. As soon as I let go, so at any point, if you don't feel comfortable, it'll turn off. And if I try to go back to it, I can't. I have to go back to that safety switch, and now I'm ready to go. So you can always feel safe. If anything doesn't feel right, just let go. And unlike a gas-powered chainsaw, everything stops. The noise stops. The chain is going to stop. It makes it super easy. And again, this is going to be perfect if you're trying to reach broken limbs that are down on the ground. It's super easy to do. And again, you're not close to it. But from here, you're going to be able to just let that saw do the job. I mean, you can see now how far away I am from that bar and chain. And again, I'm not holding on too tight. I'm just letting it do its thing.
Look at that.
Nice and easy. And that's with the compact. I can extend this all the way, Guy, and that changes everything.
Well, hey, listen, you know what, Peter? You know, I can see by looking at your property, and I've been to your house before. I know here in Florida, we have a lot of trees and branches, banyan trees, things like that hang over our houses, right? Or hang over our driveway. When I was in Connecticut, living up there I grew up up there, ice storms, the worst. And you get at least 3 or 4 of them a season. And those branches that were going up in the air are now, they're hanging over your driveway, and they've got about an inch inch of ice that falls on your car, then you got car damage, right? Or it could be distracted. It could be, I mean, it could be anywhere, right? Anywhere in your property where something is hanging. It could be just hanging over the front yard, blocking your picture windows. You never have to get on a ladder with this because of the length of it, right? And because it extends. And Peter and I have always been in agreement. If you ever have to get on a ladder with a saw, that's a bad combination. Call a professional. You don't have to with this because you've got that extra reach. You can easily store it in the garage. Do what I did. Put a couple of nails up somewhere or hooks and just leave it there. And I am telling you, when you use this, your neighbors are gonna call you and they're gonna be like, can I borrow that saw? Because it happens to me here in Florida all the time. My neighbor, Don, where'd you get that saw? I'm like, yeah, take it, borrow it. I never have to put gas in it. It's about, I would say about 80% more quiet, Peter, than a traditional chainsaw. I've used a regular chainsaw, you know, one with a thing like this big. You know, there was a hurricane at a friend's house years back, and I went up there with chainsaws to take a tree off their barn, and it's a lot of work. And it's pretty scary. I mean, you're holding a big, heavy-duty machine. First of all, you got to pull start it. You got to prime it. You got to get gas for it. You got to oil. I mean, it's a lot of work. This, you hit a button and you are cutting. So if it's trees around your yard, you want to help out your neighbors, maybe you've got senior citizens in your neighborhood that can't do stuff themselves and you want to help them, it's ideal. It'll lock into place when you extend it, but here it is, watch. So you got a branch way up high, it's annoying you. You don't want to worry about trying. First of all, you couldn't even put a ladder in that tree, right? Because it's not heavy enough. All you do is raise it up over your head on that 45-degree angle, let the weight of the saw go right through the branches. And your property will look beautiful. All right, Peter, we got 1 minute remaining. Item number 686674. I'll let you finish up.
Well, Guy, I just wanted to, again, just reiterate what you were saying. The top